later on about why there are instances where families are excluded, and we'll go into that in much more detail. And I think when we go into that detail, you'll understand how important this amendment is. This amendment simply allows licensed mental health counselors, psychiatrists, and psychologists to evaluate a minor who wishes to seek an abortion and to make a well-informed and professional judgment on the impact that denying such a procedure will have on the mental well-being of that individual. We all know too well that mental health is just as important to a person as their physical health, and this is a fact that needs to be recognized in our laws. The current standard for medical emergencies is antiquated, and this amendment will bring it into the future and make sure that these women are able to have the procedures that they need, and I urge all of you to support this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you. All those in favor of the amendment, please say yay. Yay. All those opposed, say no. No. The amendment is not adopted. Next, we'll take up Bar Code 302010 by Senator Berman. Senator Berman, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This amendment makes two changes to the reports about abortion performed on minors that are required to be filed by with the Department of Health under SB 404. One, it removes the requirement that the physician report the number of times that the minor has been pregnant and the number of abortions that have been performed on the minor. And two, it removes the requirement that the data from the physician's reports be compiled annually and be published online. There is really no medically necessary reason for minors to have to report how many abortions they've had, and there's no reason for this data to be published statewide. It's presume, we will have procedures in place for physicians to ensure that physicians are in compliance with the law, but these two requirements don't serve any compelling state reason and should be removed from the bill.
Are there questions of the bill sponsor, the amendment sponsor? Are there questions? Seeing no questions, do we have appearance cards? Waving in support, Vincent Norris, Marie Hutchison, Sharon Holder, Maya Rose, Octavio Thomas, Annabeth Norris, Lily McLaughlin, Peyton Addison, Christian Palacio, Michelle Stern, Cyril Poole, twice, Renee Jean Charles, Catherine Ashby, Sarah Whittington, Presley Donor, and Laura Hernandez. Is there debate on the amendment? Seeing no debate, would the bill sponsor like to comment on the amendment?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just say that we've all, I think, support the idea that abortion should be safe and rare. These statistics are very vital to help us determining how we're doing and the policy we're doing to make sure that they are, in fact, rare and that we are making some improvements.
Thank you very much. Senator Berman, you're recognized to close on your amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And we know that there is a constitutional right to privacy in the state of Florida and that it is a much higher standard than the United States Constitution. And in my opinion, there is no reason why we should be intruding upon this. The decision to terminate a pregnancy is a personal and private one. The meat of this bill already is a grave threat to our privacy, and the addition of the reporting requirements only exacerbates this threat. The requirement that physicians report previous pregnancies and abortions is an unnecessary intrusion into the private lives of Floridians. The passage of this amendment is necessary to prevent public intrusion into what should be a very private part of life, and I urge you to support the amendment. Thank you.
Thank you. All those in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no? No. The amendment does not. We will now call the roll, please, on Amendment Barcode 302010.
Senator Baxley? No. Senator Bean? No. Senator Book? Yes. Senator Cruz? Yes. Senator Diaz? No. Senator Hooper? No. Senator Mayfield? No. Senator Roussan? Yes. Senator Berman? Yes. Chair Harold?
No. The amendment fails. Please take up barcode 894624 by Senator Cruz. You are recognized.
Thank you, Chair Harrell. Amendment 894624 deletes lines 137 through 138 and inserts that a minor may petition any circuit court in a judicial circuit within the jurisdiction of the District Court of Appeals in which she resides for a waiver of the consent required to obtain an abortion. This amendment really basically expands the region in which an individual can petition the courts. New reports show that county clerks in Florida are overwhelmingly unprepared to provide information to young people on the judicial bypass process. This report of the judicial waiver process in the Florida courts basically said that of the 67 counties, only 11 were classified as prepared or knowledgeable. And that's because they actually called each county and asked the question, many of which...
And, excuse me, Senator Cruz, could we explain the amendment and save debate for debate?
Oh, thank you, Madam Chair. Basically, this just says that a minor can petition any circuit court in any judicial circuit.
Thank you very much. Are there questions on the amendment? Senator Berman, any questions?
Senator Cruz, when you drafted this amendment, did you also take into consideration the confidentiality and the privacy of an individual being able to go to a district outside of where they live so that they could possibly not run into some of their peers?
I did.
You're recognized. Further questions, members?
I'm sorry.
Further questions? Do we have appearance cards? Waving in support. Sarah Whittington, Presley Donor, Catherine Ashby, Renee Jean Charles, Cheryl Poole, twice, Michelle Stern, Christian Palacio, Peyton Addison, Lily McLaughlin, Annabelle Norris, Laura Hernandez, Maya Bonner, Sharon Holder, Octavio Thomas, Mani Hutchison. Is there debate on the amendment? Senator Cruz in debate.
Berman.
Pardon me, Berman. Cruz is amendment.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. And I think my question kind of speaks to where I am on the debate on this issue. You know, we have these individual minors who are taking such a big step for a minor to have to go to court and actually, you know, which is a scary enough idea for them to start with. You know, we don't have, and then go to court and then be in a court where their next door neighbor might be on jury duty or their civics class might be taking a tour that day of what's going on in court. So giving them a larger geographic area where they can petition the court allows them to protect their privacy and to feel a lot more comfortable when they're going to court. So I urge all of you to support this wonderful amendment. Thank you.
Would the bill sponsor like to comment on the amendment?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, the bill as it stands is the circuit court, not the county court. All of the circuits in the state, many encompass more than one county, but even the larger counties, circuit courts actually have more than one courthouse. The District Court of Appeals, which is what the amendment would propose, could have a child that resides in Lakeland be driven without any parent's knowledge or consent as far away as Tampa, Pasco County, which could be 3-4 hours away. So I think the bill, as stated with the circuit court, gives the ability for the child to be renamed
Anonymous.
so that the child can have that privacy that the amendment sponsor is seeking. So I would ask that you not support this amendment.
Thank you. Senator Cruz, you're recognized to close on your amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And members, I will ask you, I hear you, Senator Stargel, but I also have been in a position of being 16 years old and being pregnant. And I will tell you that if driving from Lakeland to Tampa makes this young woman feel a bit less humiliated and a bit less anxious, then I say that it's fine for her to drive to Tampa. If she feels more protected in one court than the other, then I say she should drive to that court. So, members, I urge you to please respect the humility of this woman and her choice of which court and which judge to present her case. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. All those in favor say yay. Yay. All those opposed say no. 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 Barcode 894624 fails. Next, we'll take up barcode 1468.